Hey, everybody. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be doing a read. It's been a while since I connected with you guys in this way. It feels like the last eclipse that we had took my ass out. um, and just really been focusing on self and, you know, living. Um, I tend to be very sensitive around certain topics and stuff because I have such a passionate way of expressing myself. And so sometimes I feel like it's a little too much for y'all, but um, like the holidays and stuff, the holiday season in general, I just kind of hibernate and stay away from large groups of people anyway because my mindset and perspective and again the way that I channel that energy sometimes is a bit much for others, so I just spare myself and spare them. And so as I lotion my hands up here and get ready to connect with these beautiful cards that have been laid out for us, I'm just sending you guys so much love, and I'm hoping that everything is going well in your world. So today what we're doing is kind of like a little mashup. Um, it's a bridge type of reading, a gateway type reading, because um, I missed the last moon energy. Just redirecting that attention to other things and focusing on what is necessary right in front of me. Always sending you guys love, but making sure that I am good before I come to, um, you know, channel spiritual messages and information. You want your um, channel to be clear. And so I do honor that. And so, with that being said, um, we just crossed that, energetic gateway of 1212. All right, that portal. And we are, coming up against another wave here of energy with this new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius. So, as I was shuffling the cards um, and just allowing the universe to guide where they wanted this message to go, we had two cards specifically that revealed themselves specifically from the keepers of the light deck. So they are facing upward and um, guiding, leading, and looking over this conversation. So I'm grateful for their presence. From the keepers of the light deck, we have Saint Germain here with karma releasing. So we are moving beyond drama, creating our own path, and making room for good energy. And it seems like we've crossed that threshold from that 1212 portal where we've kind of either embarked on this process of releasing karma and being intentional about removing certain negative things from our space, moving beyond the drama and really setting forth with our eye on the prize, creating our own path, and or that, we've kind of completed somewhat of a cycle or a rite of passage when it comes to the releasing of some sort of karma that we have been grappling with. Okay, so we have Saint Germain here. We have a lot of sacred geometry And what I can say my experience has been is that in the releasing of particular karmic lessons and karmic patterns and things of that nature, it kind of comes, full circle back to the self, and releasing the karma that we have to set new boundaries for ourselves, create a new path, and really allow ourselves to move beyond that other experience, that other part of the cycle, if you will. And then we also have, for crossing this solar eclipse moon portal of energy, we have Freya here with phases and cycles, and we see the moon is revealing itself very beautifully here as a full moon. And we know that this new moon is going to be a dark moon. So there is a beginning with every ending. All right. Illusions are revealed and released. So, yeah, this is kind of like a hallway. This is kind of like a hallway that we have Saint Germain standing there supporting us as we come into and cross that understanding of the karmic lessons that need to be released. And then we go through our cleansing process and allow, the beginning of new karmic lessons and new understandings, new cycles within our own experience to begin again with the ending of certain dramatic and low vibrational energies that have been in our space here. Okay, so this is exciting. The energy that we have kind of bolstering and pushing these two to the front here, we have Melchizedek with higher learning. And it seems like in this hallway, we gain a new perspective. We allow ourselves to acknowledge the things that we've learned through our experiences, and it allows us to move beyond the drama, creating our own path and making room for good energy as we move into a place of inner study. All right. And we know that that's required to move forward through to the next phase and cycle and cross fully into that new lesson, that new experience, that new timeline, if you will. Okay. So there's some understanding that is going to be happening. And we've created a bit of a bridge. So initially, the questions that I asked were pertaining to the 12/12 portal here, and then this new moon solar eclipse. So we'll reveal all of those together. I don't know what is on the table, but we know that a new start is coming. We know that as we step through this gateway, that stillness will be required. An affirmation for you is, my power is born in the majesty of silence. My power is born in the majesty of silence. Okay. So I'm putting the underlying energies here in the middle because that's what's really holding these two aspects in place here. So this inner study will come from that sense of stillness and silence from within. Oh my gosh, you guys won't believe what came out behind these two. Heart awakening and opening to love. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna put those on this side. So just to be clear, when I picked up the bolstering energy, the underlying energy from the Keepers of the Light, we had Lady Nada that came out at the bottom, and this is Heart Awakening. It says, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. Okay. And then when I showed you guys stepping into stillness, right, with our affirmation here, we had behind that opening to love. Okay. So there is definitely heart cleansing, heart healing that happens as we release the karma and let things go. Okay, so another affirmation we have on this release is, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. And that brings everything full circle here, because releasing our karma, all right, surrendering joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life allows us to gain wisdom and understanding about the phases and cycles and the ebb and flow, right? That is controlled by the moon energy here. So, yes, let's move forward and see what the 1212 gateway has for us, and then also what this new moon. So let's see, 1212, communicating freely and looking deeper. Beautiful. So the 1212 gateway has allowed us to express the beauty of our soul and communicate from the depths of our being. Okay. Maybe some of us are awakening to a greater sense of self-expression, and realizing that the depths of our being that we communicate from is majestic and radiant here. So we have communicating freely and looking deeper, and realizing that the things that you speak from your soul are gems. They're strong. They stand strong. They aim to the sky, and feeling comfortable communicating that. You see, this person's eyes are closed here, so just peacefully communicating whatever that might be, knowing that even in this swirling depths within, that there's majestic radiance that can be gleaned from it. That's beautiful. All right, so we're gonna go to the good tarot here, Messenger of Water. Oh my gosh, this looks like the same card. This is so awesome. So this seems like the 1212 gateway allowed us to really do some self-reflection and really look deeper, because the Messenger of Water here is a reflection of this communicating freely card. Okay, so not only are you communicating the beauty of your soul, but communicating to other creatures, other animals, other life forms, if you will. So this Messenger of Water comes with a message, and having looked deep within, right, now able to bring forth that message to every seahorse and every, underwater creature here, because this is emotional depths, emotional communication here, similar to this water in the looking deeper card. So this is great stuff. This definitely feels connected to self and a reflection of self, because not only have some of the beautiful tribe members from our Nurtured Life Resource community, they've blossomed in such awesome ways. We are expressing ourselves and singing our songs and spitting our rhymes and writing our lines and practicing the things that allow us to feel free in communicating our truth. Okay. And, having examined all of those things and looked at them, and they've been, refined within that universal flow of life, there is a message now. There's something to be shared. And so I'm cheering on everyone in my tribe that has gained a level of freedom in their self-expression and in their level of communication by looking deep within self. And so, yeah, let it rip, let it roar, go ahead and let that message of water really replenish and support other people, because when we communicate that beauty and we allow those gems to be revealed, that majestic radiance, then it's like a song for everyone to hear. And, they'll get the message, they'll run tell that, um, yeah. So now with the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Sagittarius, we have the gateways of dwelling in truth and emerging into grace. Ashe. So dwelling in truth is a beautiful, peaceful energy similar to this communicating freely here. Standing in the light of truth, all right? That gem, the illumination being highlighted at your crown, all right? From that self-reflection and the sharing of radiant, majestic messages, okay? Standing on that square, standing in the light of your truth, allowing the universe to confirm and bring forth the manifestation of the power that you speak with your words, okay? And also emerging into grace, because if your experience is anything like mine, there have been very many situations that have attempted to keep you on the ground here, right? Not talking to the fish, right? Just knocked out, laid out, okay? It's been a rough year for many of us, and simultaneously, we've been doing the work and revealing the truth through that level of depth that we've looked to within self, and, communicated with the divine to get truth. Okay. And so now is the time to open your soul to grace. Okay. So the universe has immense grace and mercy, and we are grateful to still be here, communicating freely, all right, having the opportunity to look deeper and share these messages of truth. And so opening our soul to grace, allowing ourselves to emerge from the depths, okay, into now the light of truth. Let's see what the good tarot has. Yeah, 3 of fire. Oh, our ships have come in. Yes, this is great. So not only are we sailing on these clouds from this card here, not only are we sailing on these clouds, right? Our ships of the divine have pulled up, okay? And it's time to roll out because we're emerging into grace, right? Because we've allowed our consciousness to dwell in truth, regardless of the situations that we have endured, okay? regardless of the situations that we have endured, we've allowed ourselves to dwell and stand in the light of truth. Okay, that little light that's shining on us as we laid out, that's the light of truth. And we know now that it is safe for us to open our souls to acknowledging the grace, right? Really creating that Trinity. We have the three of fire here, so that three of wands. Really getting to that place of stabilizing that vision in the, you know, the real world from that passion that we have. Okay, so these flames that have burned throughout the night, that have kept us covered and protected and illuminated on our path, we're really at this point of following not only the direction of the divine, but also being able to steer our own ship through our manifestation and co-creation ability, knowing that regardless of what our physical experience is, we know what the truth shall be, and allow that to carry us forward. Okay, so this is awesome sauce. So before I go into the final messages from the Moonology deck, the Tao, and the final tarot card, I feel the tension in my neck right now because there's still a lot to be dealt with. And I understand that. It's like on one side, everything, feels lighter spiritually. I communicate from the depth of my being. Deep within me is a majestic radiance. I share that freely, regardless of how other people might perceive that message. I come with one, and so it shall be declared, right? We also have standing in the light of truth and opening our soul to grace so that we can see the manifestation of greater for us. But there's still that process of letting go, having focused intention about what it is that we desire, and going through the hallway here for the new start that is coming. And so I say this because karma releasing definitely goes with this 9 of wands that was at the bottom. And the encouragement is to get like the King of Swords and to cut anything away that is weighing you down mentally, emotionally, and tie up those loose ends. Yes, there are things that feel burdensome in our 3D experience, but once we release our mindset, right? Remember to dwell in the truth, release our mindset that's holding us, burdened and hostage about the situation, surrendering joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life, then we welcome that new start, okay? Because we had Freya here with phases and cycles, and we have the new moon. So the full moon showed up with the new moon here from our Moonology deck with a new start is coming, okay? And so we know as we breathe out, I'm going to ring the bell, that the great Tao flows everywhere. All things are born from it, yet it doesn't create them. It pours itself into its work, yet it makes no claim. It nourishes infinite worlds, yet it doesn't hold on to them. Since it is merged with all things and hidden in their hearts, it can be called humble. Since all things vanish into it and it alone endures, it can be called great. It isn't aware of its greatness, thus it is truly great. And so remembering the multidimensionality of life itself and how we are interwoven into that intricately. Okay. Um, and also just a speck, right? Understanding those perspectives from the Tao here, we have this higher learning, right? Learning from the experiences that we've gained, and then moving into a place of more inner study and silence so that we can allow the new start to happen. Okay. So being mindful of our spiritual ego, and allowing ourselves to remain, like the Tao message here, humble and great at the same time. Ashe. So we have the Six of Cups here, and this is why the universe had me circle back to this, because we have to clear up some of those sacral chakra energies. I literally said this yesterday, I believe, doing some yoga outside. It was really awesome. And I know that I have to work on my core for, multiple reasons personally, but mainly because my sacral chakra needs to be strengthened. Okay. There are some gut punches that 2020 has offered me that emotionally I'm still processing, and having to do that reflection and do that internal study so that I can release that as a burden from my experience. Okay, so this is what our higher learning is going to be all about. Really clearing up the message, right? Because the messenger of water is here with something to say, and in that we have more that needs to be learned about, more that needs to be empowered through our silence and through our internal study and examination of it, so that we can emerge into grace. You see how this person is still kneeling at the water, right? So we are moving through to emerging into grace as we process some of those, old emotions, maybe some things that have happened that push us to operate in a certain way. There's some things to clear up here so that we can embrace the new cycle that's coming. All right. So from the Moonology deck, we have expect powerful change. Oh my gosh, new moon eclipse. So this is beautiful because the new moon eclipse energy is here, really allowing us to aim with focused intention towards what it is that we desire. So this is a great time to, take a spiritual bath, clear yourself, clear your energy field, sit in the water, allow it to purify you. If you have any questions about how to use spiritual baths, you can always reach out to me. I have some great resources, and I also have some really quick at-home suggestions to support your journey. So this powerful change, we have new moon here. We can expect that a new start is coming through this very profound energy from the eclipse on this new moon. Again, they're calling me towards like really opening our hearts, heart awakening. Okay. Expect powerful change in the spaces of unconditional love in your life. Okay. And finally, from the Tao, our closing message is: the gentlest thing in the world overcomes the hardest thing in the world. That which has no substance enters where there is no space. This shows the value of non-action. Teaching without words, performing without actions. That is the master's way.